black and white.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I've got a new haircut, and most importantly we've got a kind of roundup on the atmosphere rankings, but this time we're going for the away atmospheres for each club. I just want to point out these atmospheres are compared to games against Brighton. The one with Newcastle, which was the big one everyone pointed out with, they've got a good atmosphere, but against Brighton they were piss poor. And like I stated in that video, you just need to listen up a bit more. It's against Brighton and no other teams. I'm just comparing the atmospheres to what I've currently witnessed, and it's going to be fair. It's always fair in my point of view for what I've seen myself, because I've been to every game, I've heard it, so why are you criticising my opinions when I've heard it and compared to it with everyone else's? So it's my opinion at the end of the day. But this time round we're going to be comparing it to coming to the Amex, or the away atmosphere at the Amex Stadium. So this time round there are a few clubs I've actually not seen at the Brighton Stadium in terms of like away atmosphere at the clubs, like Aston Villa and all that, etc. But I'm going to be comparing it and kind of putting a good word in for them if I've seen videos from elsewhere. So the tiers are God tier, really good, average, shit and tin pot. They're all the 5 lists we're going to be doing today, and it's going to be an interesting one today. So without further ado, let's get into this. Make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video to all your friends and family, and that'll be absolutely brilliant because I want to get as many subs and likes as possible. Follow me on Instagram, future_Josh, on the screen now. And let's get into it. So coming to edit this, I forgot there was actually no Norwich in the list. And I don't know why that is, but I just totally forgot Norwich. However, for me, Norwich's atmosphere is going to get this one out of the way now. First one, I would rate it as a really good atmosphere. I've seen a lot of videos of Norwich's atmosphere away from home. It depends where you go in the country. If you go to somewhere like London, then they have a really good atmosphere. Whereas if you go somewhere up north where they bring less fans, then it isn't much of a noise. But in general, I think Norwich have a really good atmosphere. And one of the best in the league for sure, in my opinion, because I do think they've got a lot of natural fans who do support their local team, if I'm being totally honest, and it does hurt for me to say. Anyways, back to the video. Norwich, really good. There we go. Now let's get on to, who should we go with first? Let's go with Arsenal first. Let's go with top 6 side. Now Arsenal, personally, they aren't actually that bad, and to be fair, when it came to Brighton, they didn't really have anything to cheer about other than a few goals. They didn't really beat, they have never beaten us at the Amex Stadium when I've been at the games, apart from the FA Cup tie back in the day, but this is the Premier League atmosphere we're doing. And for me, I think it was just an average atmosphere where they had the odd chance. Mesut Ozil, Arsenal, I don't know, it's more chance like that. So I think for me, average for Arsenal would be a good one to compare them with on this tier list. West Ham United, I'm going to be honest, away atmosphere wise, West Ham are up there as one of the best in the league, and I'm going to be honest with that one. I do personally think West Ham have got one of the best away atmospheres in the Premier League, which I have currently witnessed. And for me, West Ham God tier is, I think that's a fair one for them to reflect on in top spot. Now let's go with another one. Let's go with Crystal Palace. Let's just get them ones out of the way. And for me, this is going to sound so tin pot. I've only ever been to one Brighton Crystal Palace game at the Amex Stadium, and when I went, it was nothing special at all, because that's when we beat them 3-1, 3-0 at half time, 10 men. They've had nothing to cheer about. So, but then I know for a fact Crystal Palace's fans are very loud away from home, and at home too occasionally. So and I have said that I'm doing it from Brighton games, and if I'm doing it from Brighton games, I would put it shit. And I'm going to put a fair word into Crystal Palace, and I know I should probably not be saying this. As fans goes with Crystal Palace, they are up there as, they're alright in noise. I'll give it to them. But I mean, in terms of Brighton versus Crystal Palace at the Amex Stadium where we won 3-1, they were shit, and it's a fair reflection. I think Palace fans will say it themselves, but yeah, I think I'm fair with that one. Away atmosphere, Burnley. Let's put you to tin pot quickly. Now, I'll give you a fact that where, okay, you came from Burnley all the way down south, you brought about 800 fans, you'd make no noise whatsoever. So for me, you may have beaten us 3-1 last year or last season, and you put on the odd song, but even 3-0 up, I couldn't hear you, to be honest, from my seat, if I'm being totally honest. So for me, Burnley, tin pot, but I do think the home atmosphere for them it's a good one. And I think I put it as an average one for the home ones in yesterday's video. For me, I think they're actually good. They've got a good away support sometimes, and for me, I'm going to put Leicester City as really good. I think they've got the odd chance about what is it? Their own. I thought that chant's really good, and Premier League champions, you'll never sing that or something like that. And I do think there's some of the chants with the player chants too. They have some good ones too. So for me, I'm going to put Leicester as really good. I don't think it's God tier. I don't think it's average. I think really good. So I think really good is going to be a good one. I'm going to get Brighton's one out of the way. Brighton fans. I'm not saying they've been slating me for the home atmosphere, but I think maybe I should have put Brighton fans as shit at home. Let's put it that way. I'll be honest. I should have put them a bit more low. I think that was a bit biased from me. But in terms of away atmosphere, I'll be honest, I think Brighton is up there as a good atmosphere, and I think that's fair for me to say, because I even think when we lose in that, we do produce a good atmosphere, but I wouldn't say it's really good, and I wouldn't say it's good tier either, so I am going to go stat bang in the middle and say average, but we do have them games where we are quite class away from home, if I'm being honest. So Wolverhampton Wanderers, Brighton beating 1-0 with the only time I've actually seen Brighton play Wolves, and they weren't that good, so it's not a fair reflection to what their away fans are actually like. But for me, I've got to put shit because it is a reflection of Brighton fans, or Brighton versus Wolves at the Amex Stadium where we won 1-0, and that's the only kind of opinion I've kind of got on them in terms of that sense. Bournemouth, I'll be honest, I don't really know what Bournemouth chance they have. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to put you as shit because I just don't know what chance you actually sing away from home, if I'm being totally honest with you. Tin pot could be the category for them too, if I'm being totally honest, but I think for me, I'll go with shit because I've been to the odd games against Bournemouth where it's 0-0, I think, and maybe, no, the only game was 0-0, I can't remember, but I mean, I've been to the game and I don't think it's the best of atmospheres, but I wouldn't say tin pot, maybe I would, I don't know, I'm a bit stuck on that one. Newcastle, I fucked up yesterday, kind of, but I'm doing it in terms of against Brighton. Newcastle, I'll give you up there, and I'm not trying to put this one out there to redeem myself, basically. I'm putting this one out here because I generally think Newcastle fans away from home, up and down the country against Southampton, Brighton, every single season, they're always there and sell out, and I think for me, Newcastle, them selling out and actually bringing a good noise to them when it comes to the Amex, I do think Newcastle one of the best away support which comes to the Amex every single year. So for me, Newcastle, god tier. Aston Villa, I've never seen them. I've never seen Brighton versus Aston Villa in my life, but for me I'm going to put Aston Villa as in the god tier list because I do think from watching videos on Video on Tour, I'll give them a shout out. Video on Tour, subscribe to them, blogger, YouTuber, there is I think on the platform in terms of football content. There's a lot I can name, but I'll tell you what, Video on Tour, class channel in my opinion, and I do think Aston Villa, as you can see from their away support, sell out every single game. I do think Villa up there as a god tier team, I'll be honest. Southampton, I've never seen a Brighton vs Southampton game, if I'm being totally honest with you, and I can't really give a good one out, but I have seen a video when it did beat us 1-0 this season, but with that Go Marching In chant where it was so loud. But I've never seen you guys before in atmosphere wise, so I have to put you up average. And I know it's a bit biased for me saying that I've seen Aston Villa. I haven't seen Aston Villa, but I've seen videos. But I've seen a lot of videos, and I watch and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I wish Brighton had an atmosphere like that. Another team I've never actually watched too is Sheffield United, so I have to be an average because I've never watched Brighton vs Sheffield United in any format of football whatsoever, so I can't give a natural opinion in that one whatsoever. Liverpool, I'm going to put you up there as a, no, not good. This put you as really good. I'm going to put you as a really good away support because I do think when you do win, I think 5-1, you do have the odd chance, Mo Salah, all of that, etc. I do think you've got a good away following, but for me, Liverpool, for really good, I'll put you as I'll put you that one, especially your Ale chant. I think that's class. This is going to be my debatable one, which people probably don't think, but I will put Manchester United as god tier. The reason for that is I think that all the die-hard Man United fans actually go to the away games, and that obviously shows with the noise they do create. Sometimes they do obviously, we've beaten both times at the Amex in the Premier League, but I do think on occasions they do have a class set of supporters, which I do think should be appreciated sometimes, when maybe their home form, which should be absolutely denied as shit in my opinion. So for me, Man United has god tier as a whole for the away support. I do think Man United should be there. Tottenham Hotspur, I'm going to put you an average as an away support because I don't think you're the loudest and don't think you're the quietest. So for me, I'm just going to put you as average because you have the odd chance with a Go Marching In chant, maybe Moses Sissoko or something like that. But yeah, I think for me, I'll put you as average. Man City, it's a difficult one. First game of the season, the first one, and then the second season was when they won the title at our ground. If you compare it to the title, I'd say god tier list. But for me, I've got to put them as really good because I do think I was sitting next to City fans for the first time I saw Brighton vs Man City in the first season, and I do think they were class. I was sitting right next to them, but I think they were class in my opinion, and I think Man City really good as an away support is the one I'm going to be choosing today. And it leads us down to the final three. Watford, I just don't think Watford have a good atmosphere home or away, if I'm being honest. And for me, I'm going to put you as tin pot. I just don't think, well, just think about it for a minute. Any neutral, like for me example, think of a Watford chant you'd actually sing away from home. What chant do they have? Everton, this is the one I put as tin pot yesterday in terms of the home atmosphere. And away from home, I'm going to say average because I think they may only sing that one chant, Everton, Everton, Everton. but they were singing it constantly against Brighton both times in the Premier League. And I think for me, if I put Everton as an average one for this one, I think that would be a fair reflection for Everton as in this atmosphere wise. And the last but not least, Chelsea. The 2 games I've seen against them, we lost 4-0 and we lost 2-1, I think it was. And they haven't got the best, they haven't got the worst, and for me, I'm gonna put them as average 2. And I know I've got a lot in average, but I do think Chelsea have just got an average atmosphere. Where compared to the rest, I think there are teams better than them in terms of what I've seen at the Amex Stadium. And that brings us to the end of the video, and you've got to see my point where this is only a reflection of Brighton versus these teams. And from what I've seen, these are the teams which have been the best from what I've seen at the Amex Stadium, and I do think this is a fair reflection to what I've seen at the Amex. If any Brighton fans think which I should change a few on this one, then please do let me know down in the comment section down below. I would really appreciate it if we could get a good conversation going in terms of what clubs should be where, and maybe a few different ones. And for neutrals, you can't really give your own opinion or change my opinion because it's from what Brighton are seen. If you haven't been to a Brighton game to witness this, so I mean, you can have your own opinions for your clubs, but it all differs in their own way. So for me, that's gonna be it for this video. Follow my Instagram. Make sure you like this video, so share it out, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in another video. If you enjoy the uploads, make sure you drop a like. And I'm happy to be back, if I'm being honest. Back to school though, which is not the best thing, but hopefully this year I can smash it. And the next episode of the Alphabet 92 is coming this Saturday against MK Dons versus Wimbledon. It's a rivalry between the 2 clubs, and after that at 5 PM I'm going straight down to Wembley to watch England versus Bulgaria. 2 vlogs in one day. Look out for it, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye guys. Goodbye guys.
It's black and white.